Yang di Zoom nggak?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, the Vice Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Ani Susanti, SPD, MPDBI. The Honorable, the Head of Master Program of English Education, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Ikmi Nur Oktavianti, MA. The Honorable, the Head of Master Program of Educational Management, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Enung Hasanah, MPD. The Honorable, the Speaker of this international guest lecture, Mr. Sunny Gallego Gabinete, LPT, Ph.D., who came all the way from Iloilo State University, Fisheries, Science and Technology, Philippines. The Honorable, the moderator for today's international guest lecture, Pak Bambang Widi Pratolo, Ph.D. The Honorable, all the lecturers and staff of Master Program of English Education and Master Program of Educational Management, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, and also all the respectable participants in this international guest lecture. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain amma ba'du. First of all, let's thank the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us some mercies and also blessings so that we can attend today's agenda without any obstacles. Secondly, salawat and salam may always be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us to the path of light from darkness in this life. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's wise for me to firstly introduce myself. My name is Nurin Saniaman, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for this afternoon. Welcome to today's international guest lecture, Navigating through the K-12 curriculum, the case of the Philippines and Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, allow me to firstly read out the schedule for today's guest lecture, which include the following. First, opening. Second, singing Indonesian national anthem and Sang Surya. Third, welcoming speech. Fourth, token of appreciation. Fifth, speaker session. And then followed by Q&A session. And last, we have closing. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we have that settled, let's open today's international guest lecture by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is singing Indonesian national anthem and Sang Surya. So now I will invite all participants to please stand up. Thank you very much. You may now return to your seat.
Study the sound.
The second agenda is welcoming speech. Allow us to invite the Vice Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Ani Susanti, SPD, MPDBI, to deliver her welcome remark. Dr. Ani, time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Nurin. Nurin ya. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya. The Honorable, our guest lecturer ya. Guest lecturer for today lecture, Dr. Suni Gabinete, Ph.D. from the Iloilo State University of Fisheries Science and Technology, Philippines. And Bapak Ibu dosen yang hadir pada hari ini, and also for the students. I don't know, should I speak in English or in Bahasa ya? English ya. Ini yang hadir ini mahasiswa MP, coba yang mahasiswa MP yang mana nih? Wih, mahasiswa MP. Yang mahasiswa PBI S2? Ya, oh banyak dari MP ya? Kebanyakan dari MP ya, separuh-separuh ya. Yang PBI. Nah, oh MP. Yeah, okay, 50-50. So, Dr. Suni, these are the students, master students, graduate students from two departments. Educational management, half of them are educational management and half of them are from English department. And also, yeah, all education. Attend here with us is Dr. Andes Akmal, PhD. Actually, he has so many titles. Mr. Akmal, made in India. Made in India, and he traveled a lot in Philippines. Yeah. He uncountable, yeah, for your visit to Philippines for academic and also for tour. And we have also the head of educational management, Bu Enung, ya, Dr. Enung Hasanah, MPD ya, and Dr. Ikmi Oktavianti, the head of English Education Magister Program, and next to Bu Ikmi is Dr. Dian Hidayati, the lecturer from Magister Educational Management, and Pak Ahadi Budi ya, Dr. Ahadi Budi ya. He is also a lecturer in educational management, and Pak Bambang and the staffs here. Dear lecturers and also students, thank you for attending this talk. I think this is very special event for you. Although this is not active week ya. This is like apa Bu? General stadium ya. General stadium for welcoming new semester. Because you are students of Magister, I think the more you know how educational system in the world, then you will be more understand about the need for educations in the world. Because now world is getting more connected, so you need to learn about how education system in other country too. And we are happy here because we have the guests that really know the matters on how education system in Philippines. So he is not only Filipinos, but he is also majoring in educational management. He is also the dean in the faculty, and he has a lot of experience in educational fields. During our discussion in the last 4 days, yeah, we talk a lot about the similarities and difference between Indonesia and Philippines. Probably from those who are learning language, it's interesting that Philippine language and Indonesian language are almost similar. When we were in Papong, we found the word kambing, yeah. Kambing in Philippines is also kambing. Yeah, kambing. Yeah, and we found so many words that are similar. I think it's good for having a linguistic research on linguistic research for the student from language. This lecture, I think, is conducted online. Some participants are joining in Zoom, and the students are joining here in this room. We hope that this program will give more benefit not only for the lecturers but also the students, and also for the further partnership between UAD and I would say Isofus, Asofus. And I think tomorrow morning Dr. Suni will go back to Philippines. But if you think this lecture need to be continued in your online classes, you can request. You can request to the head of your department that we need more, something like that. More sessions, online session. He will be very happy. Yeah, for free. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice discussions and have a nice session in this guest lecture. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ani, for your warm speech. The next agenda is token of appreciation. So I would like to invite Dr. Ani to hand out the certificate to our amazing speaker.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, okay. This is certificate of recognition for
Yes.
today as speaker. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, one more. Ada satu yang bantuin.
That's all right.
Okay, thank you. And this one for certificate of appearance.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I think I have to leave after this.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we have arrived at the main agenda of International Guest Lecture, and the presentation will be delivered by Dr. Sani from Iloilo State University of Fisheries Science and Technology, Philippines. And also, this agenda will be guided by Pak Bambang Widipratolo, Ph.D. as the moderator. But before we proceed to the lecture session, let me read briefly the CV of Pak Bambang. So Pak Bambang is one of the lecturer in Master Program of English Education, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, and he graduated from Monash University in Australia with the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in TESOL, or Teaching English Speaker of Other Languages, in 2015. And he also got his diploma in American Study at Universitas Gadjah Mada in 2003. So without further ado, Pak Bambang, time is yours.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama shallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Guys, how are you today? All good? Alhamdulillah. Have you had lunch, by the way? Not yet. We just finished lunch together. Alhamdulillah. Okay, guys, at the moment we are going to listen to the presentation from Dr. Sunni Gallego. I'm wrong, pronouncing your names. And he is going to talk something which is very interesting for you. Okay. But now this forum is not for me to say anything or to talk much, but this forum is for to share something very important to you. So I will not talk much in these occasions, okay? But before you listen to his presentations, I would like to read a little bit about his biodata, his personal data. That he is Dr. Sunni Gallego Gabinete. What does LPT stand for?
LPD, Licensed Professional Teacher.
Oh, Licensed Professional Teacher. Itu berarti seperti certified teachers ya. Ya, guru tersertifikat. Nah, begitu. Ph.D. So he is an associate professor just like Pak Akmal from Iloilo State University of Fisheries Science and Technology. And at the moment, he is the dean in College of Education and the same university, Iloilo State University of Fisheries Science and Technology. And in the previous designation, he was the program chairperson or Kaprodi at Iloilo State University in the same. And he was also the director of development linkages in North Iloilo. So Iloilo campus has got many campuses. It's big university with many different campuses. Just like UAD, we have one in Mandala, one here, one at Ring Road, another one there, another one there, another one in Sirotol Mustaqim in mana itu? Lauful Mahfud probably. He was also the chairperson of BID program. He was the dean in College of Teacher Education before. So he is actually a very well experienced. He has many positions in a university, so he knows much about management because he's a practitioner of management in education, and he's also at the moment. You got the PhD on management education, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So he not only knows about the theory, but he was also the practitioner. Okay, he's married. Sorry to tell you about that. And he's got 3 children, one 23 years old, another one's 21, and one is still 12 years old. Okay, and now let me tell you about the education, as I told you earlier.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
In educational management, and at the moment he's still doing still writing a dissertations in Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management. So he's not only crazy in making money, but also crazy in learning. MashaAllah. All right. So as what the moderator has, the MC already told us that we are going to have probably 2 sessions. So the first one is maybe 45 to 60 minutes for Dr. Sunny to talk, okay, the presentations, and then the rest 15 minutes is for discussion. Okay, so can we start now?
Yes.
Yep, time is yours now, please.
Can we make this out? That make this on Sunday. That's all right. Yeah, so they can move. It says already we're going to sit down.
Yeah, you can sit down.
Yeah.
Because it's on Zoom.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay. To Pak Bambang, and of course, Bu Ani a while ago, and to that of our esteemed officials of this university, and of course, our graduate school students, no, both in that of the English department as well as that of the Master in Educational Management. A very good afternoon to each one. You know, coming here in Indonesia is a no thing because you have to ride how many times? 4 times. Yeah, Iloilo, Manila, Manila to Singapore, Singapore to Yoga. 3 times. 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. So we have to pass by Singapore and coming over here in that of this particular piece. So as has been mentioned, I was bringing along with me the 6 students. These are for the student exchange for as member Association of Southeast Asian Nation. Definitely, we have to be one in terms of our direction, especially harmonizing our curriculum, as well as out of giving impact to that of education, as we have already considered to be one particular village. All the 11 countries is members of that of the ASEAN group. So this afternoon, I'll be discussing to you about the education curriculum. Actually, we term it at first as this is going to be the K-12 curriculum or K-12 program. However, as I was browsing, doing my research with that of Indonesia, you're not calling it as K-12, right? It is not K-12. You talk of it as something like basic education. So I changed my PowerPoint because in the forums we talk it with that of K-12, it might be biased. I'm using the term K-12. However, it's not used in that of Indonesia. So I changed the PowerPoint with that of basic education curriculum. So I'll be making some sort of distinction in the Philippines as well as that of Indonesia. Would that be all right? Can I be understood? Can you understand me? I hope so. I'm not going to be talking here without understanding. Okay, so we go first. So what's the overall goal of Philippine education? Well, just simply 5 words. Functional literacy for all Filipinos. This include basically the linguistic literacy as well as, of course, the what's called this mathematical or that's what's called this numeracy that we are talking about. So that's very, very simple. Everyone knows how to read, everyone knows how to write, everyone knows how to count. Very, very basic is the overall goal of Philippine education. What is the overall of Indonesian education? This is a product of my research. There might be some sort of changes into this. Pardon me for that, but I found it through a research. So the national education strives to make the Indonesian people aware of the possibilities to sustain their lives and lifestyles and to continuously evolve from one generation to the next. The national education system is to be carried out in a universal, open to every citizen of sound covering all units, channels, types, and levels of education, and consolidated national education is, national education is with national, I know, because my PowerPoint is actually being, okay, so that's it. This is the goal of education of Indonesia, interconnected with national development manner. I think readily, it's more of national development. Education as a matter to more or less eradicate or as much as possible, find each Indonesian in that what's called the levels of development. Now, it's not a little bit specific, but it's going to be looking into that all the channels, all those units and types levels of education that is going to be towards national development. In us, only very, very simple, 5 words that would capture our goal for Philippine education. Okay, our education is managed by the Department of Education. Your education is managed by the Ministry of Education. Okay, so our Department of Education is shortly known to be as DepEd. Department of Education, DepEd. DepEd's vision is globally recognized for the development of functionally literate and God-loving Filipinos who help attain the national goals of social justice, unity, freedom, as well as that of prosperity. Again, very, very easy to understand. Functional literacy is very, very important. Knowing how to read, knowing how to write, very, very basic. Knowing to understand things around them. And of course, this is going to be with the end view of obtaining national goals, that is with social justice, unity, freedom, and prosperity. Again, towards national development. That is the Philippine vision for education. With Indonesia, again, it's very, very long. No? So the vision of national education is to consider the through peace, democracy, intellect, skills, and competitiveness going forward and securing a prosperous Indonesian society in the Republic of Indonesia. So it goes well with that of Indonesia to create what was called peaceful country in its republic. This is supported by a healthy, self-supporting, faithful, pious, and august behavior, love of the fatherland, pursuant to the environment and law, mastering technology and science, being highly motivated, and also having discipline as an Indonesian human being. So it caters to that of the holistic of view of a particular individual that is suited to be called really as an Indonesian. All of those things are there, as being said, it's going to be healthy, faithful, august behavior, love for fatherland, with the law and the environment, so everything would be with that of a particular individual. Okay, so take a look with the comparative data on pre-university education in Asia. Why we went into what's so-called this K to 12. This is the reason, because our K to 12 was just in 2013. Very, very young. Yes. Brunei, 12. All the rest of the ASEAN countries. Look at the Philippines. It is only 10 years of education. The very reason that our government really pursued that there will be a 12-year education in our educational system. We are talking about basic education. We talk about basic education. So this is one of the reasons that we need really to have, because in all of the countries, if we're going to be sent our students, our graduates in Canada, they have to have 2 years more of school. If you're going to be sent in America, 2 years more. Our nurses have to more or less have it for 2 years. Our teachers, when they go there, they need to have 2 years more of studying, because we lack 2 years of education. In America, in Canada, they're basically having 12 years of education. As you can see, with that of the ASEAN country, it's only Philippines that has 10 years. So definitely they have to make a move in order for them to more be aligned and harmonized, especially with that of the ASEAN nations. Okay, we also have the great mismatch of the skills. Talking of the white-collar jobs, the blue-collar jobs. Executives, very, very low. Skilled workers, a lot of. Yeah. At the other side, we have college students. The irony is we have a lot of college students. Look at those students who go into area, technical vocational. That's very, very little. So what happens right now, the need for skilled workers, it is actually not supported. So the answer for that is the K-12 curriculum. Another reality is this one. At what's so-called this grade 1, from grade 1, let's take a look with that of number enrollment. 100. Going into college, new entrants in college. How many? That's 20. There's 20. And when they graduate out of the 20, they enter 100 in grade 1. They graduate how many? 16. What mortality rate in the Philippines? No? So there's a sad reality. Why do we need more or less to align and make some sort of reforms in our educational system? I know you are education management students, and being education management students, we need to more or less look into the curriculum. What happens to the curriculum that we cannot suit into the world? Yeah. It's not talking about the Philippines this time. It's not talking about Indonesia, but it's how we fit the global world. Yes. We're not anymore to be as distant and separated from each one of the countries, but definitely we're talking right now as one particular village. All of us are member of one particular village. Okay, so the answer for this is this one. Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, known to be as the Republic Act 10533. It was approved on May 15, 2013. Our curriculum right now is the one that is running right now. So if it is going to be 2013, so more or less, not even 10 years at the moment. Yeah, the curriculum that we have. Okay. Okay, so this is the Philippine Qualification Reference Framework. We have 8. In your case, you have how many? 9. We have 8. Okay, so we talk here about grade 10. Grade 10, you're required to have NC1. Grade 12, that's senior high school. NC2, then you have your NC3 for baccalaureate degree there. NC4 for baccalaureate degree, or a diploma for baccalaureate degree. Then our baccalaureate degree is level 6. And our post-baccalaureate is level 7. Doctoral and postdoctoral is basically level 8. What is meant by that of the level? Why level 5? Why level 6? Why level 7? Why level 8? Okay, the leveling suits to that of the country leveling. Like, for example, our level 8, which is the highest, belong to the level 8, doctoral level, doctorate level. I am equivalent to that of a little bit. Yes, this is Indonesia's qualifications reference framework. I'm equivalent also with that of the level 9, highest. So what does it mean? Since we are an ASEAN nation, all of us are qualified to be with other countries, with 11 countries. What are the 11 countries member of the ASEAN? Singapore, Brunei, Cambodia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, Malaysia. We have 11 already. So, Brunei given already. So with all these countries, meaning to say, we are being a member of the association, we can work anywhere. Let's say, for example, in the Philippines, my university is going to publish. It's going to be needing level 8 workers, teachers qualification. With that of the level 8, we can have it published in Indonesia. We can have it published in that of Singapore. We can have it published in all the ASEAN nations. And anyone from these countries can apply to that of my university. Are they qualified? Yes. The level 8 will qualify them. Yes. What I mean to say there is that the working availability of the jobs are going to be seamless. You can be with any other ASEAN nations. Like myself, I am lecturing in Thailand. I do lectures in Thailand. So Thailand is a member of ASEAN country. I do lectures at St. Teresa International College as well as Pranakun Rajabat University at that of Thailand. So that gives me an idea that, well, my capacity and my talent and my more or less my shall we say my qualifications is not just fitting for the Philippines, but it fits ASEAN countries. So that gives you idea right now that you are not only for Indonesia, you can apply in the Philippines. In as much that many Filipinos are here in Indonesia. Yes, many Filipinos are here in Indonesia. Probably in one of the Muhammadiyah schools, there is probably one Filipino teaching here. Yes, that gives you right now a wider perspective that this qualification framework is giving us the leeway because we are members of the ASEAN nations. Probably if there are faculty members who are teaching in the Philippines, lecture in the Philippines, do we have faculty members who lecture in the Philippines? None? I am teaching with the group, my university is teaching with the group in China, Xiamen, Guangdong, Guangzhou, as well as that of Akun, no? China. So, well, I don't know how to speak Chinese. However, there is an interpreter. I talk in English. Let's say he's my interpreter. Habambang is going to be my interpreter. Habambang is going to talk in here and translate it to Chinese. The Chinese are going to talk. Then Dr. Bambang is going to tell me, okay, translate in English. No, yeah, that one. Something. Yeah. It's not impossible. Yeah. I do lessons with him in the doctoral level. Yes. So those are things that we can do. The point here is that we need to have the professional development. We need to arm ourselves with what? Of course, one is the capacity to speak in English. The capacity to speak in English, because in the world, what is needed right now is, of course, the lingua franca. The lingua franca is the language of the world, wherein if you're going to go to other countries, the only thing that could more or less make you able to understand other countries is through the language English. Yes. Coming over here, I cannot understand. I cannot speak Indonesian. I cannot speak Indonesian. What I only learned from a previous student, exchange student coming from the University of Lampung is, Sir, 5, 5. 4, 4, same. Sabon, yes, sabon. Nangka, nangka, same. Yes, kanan, right, same. We have many things in common. History will tell us that we have our ancestors came from Indonesia. As history tells us also, before coming of the Ice Age, everything is interconnected with land bridges. So people from Indonesia, our first man in the Philippines coming from Borneo. So that's why our language, the origin is Malayo-Polynesia. So it came from you. It's from here. Well, the tour guide yesterday was telling about Mahatma Gandhi, all those things in Borobudur. Oh, we're reading that in our history books because these are also the contents of our history books in the Philippines. Something very, very common with us as part of the ASEAN nation. Well, it's very, very interesting. If you're probably a history student, you can trace back the history of this. Why we do have this different kinds of languages. Okay, so I'm going to go back. All right, so this is how it is. I just said you that you are not only for Indonesia. You can be with that of the different countries, members of the ASEAN nations. Next, we talk about what does K-12 means. Our curriculum is known to be as K-12. K-12 means kindergarten and the 12 years of elementary and secondary education. If you try to put it here, simply like that. K, kindergarten, plus 6 years of elementary, we call it elementary, plus 4 years junior high school, plus 2 years of senior high school. Then you capture right now what makes the difference with Indonesian basic education is in the junior high school and the senior high school, because you have 3 and 3 also for senior high school. That makes the great difference in our curriculum. For us, in 4 years of junior and 2 years of senior high school. That's the great difference between our curriculum. So our educational system is like this. 1 year kindergarten, 6 years of elementary, 4 years of junior high school, which considers to be at GO or NC1. Senior high school, 2 years. We have sports, arts, academics as major strands. And we have there the tertiary. After that, they graduate, baccalaureate course, they go into work. So simple as that is our understanding of our educational system in the basic education going to that of the college level. Okay? Sorry. All right. So we have the Indonesian Basic Education Program. So you call it Basic Education Program. So you have the preschool, then you call it primary. It's not elementary, it's primary. Your primary is 6 years. Then you have 3 years of junior high school and 3 years of senior high school. Can you see right now the difference? You can see right now the difference. So the education system for Indonesia has its roots in the Indonesian culture based on Pancasila in the 1945 Constitution and Law number 20 of 2003 of concerning the national education system. So this is the basis. Ours is the RA 10533 or the Republic Act number 10533. Yours is based on 1945 Constitution and of course the law number 20 of 2003. So simple as that is the humble beginnings of our educational system. Okay, as what I mentioned, you have here the Indonesia's qualification reference framework. Okay, so we have here the different types of education in Indonesia. You have general education, vocational education, academic oriented, professional education, religious education, special education, and service-related education. So these are the different types of education that we have for Indonesia. Later, I'm going to discuss what is it of the Philippines. Okay, so in the Philippines, this is the guiding principles and features of Philippines K-12 curriculum. Okay, our legal basis, the context. We have the 1987 Philippine Constitution, the Batas Pambansa 232, Education Act of 1982, Republic Act 9155, Philippine Government Act. The 4 pillars of education, I think you have met this. Learning to do, learning to live together. Have you met that in your education? I think so. Because, well, of course, we need to know this. Okay, the vision statement of DepEd, the EDCOM report, and the Basic Education Social Reform Agenda, or the BESRA. Okay, so what is it of the K-12 curriculum? First, it is outcomes, standards, competency-based. What else? It is comprehensive, systematic, monitoring, and evaluation system. What else? It is learner-centered. What else? We have, it's seamless. Seamless, meaning to say that basically it covers everything. We have developmentally appropriate, meaning to say that, well, it's appropriate for the entering psychologically. It was studied to be developmentally appropriate. Then it's constructivist. It's within the principle of constructivism. It is also having this, what's called this, balanced assessment. So if you try to understand the K-12 curriculum, it revolves into these different concepts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 concepts. However, the 7 concepts are very laden how it is going to be implemented. Very difficult to implement. Okay. Next. Okay. So K-12 curriculum is also considered to be as inquiry-based. It is flexible. It is integrative. It is inclusive. It includes everything. It is also lean but meaty. It's lean, but it contains everything there. What else? It is decongested and enriched. And the last one is considered to be as value-laden. The one that you're talking about, religion, is actually in our values. The civic education that you're talking about is within our values education, the value-laden curriculum. Okay, the core content of the curriculum: communication and literacies, critical thinking and problem solving, creativity and innovation, ethical, moral, as well as spiritual values, life and career competence of community, as well as, of course, the national orientedness. It is because that we do not just going to be contented of what Philippines has. We have learned from our neighboring ASEAN countries. Not only that, given the opportunity, we can probably go as Europe and America to enrich our educational system. Okay? Next. What are the learning domains? Only three. One, knowledge and understanding. Second, essential skills. And third, attitudes and values. So you need to know the facts. You need to know the skills. You need to possess the right attitude. That simply is the domains of 8 to 12 curriculum. Easily said, but difficult to do. So this is what our senior high school tracks are. We have the STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. If you graduate from grade 10, you can choose which strand do you want for senior high school. If you wanted to go into engineering, if you wanted to go into biological science, you're going to be in strand of STEM. You should be there. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay. If you wanted to become a teacher, what do you do? Or you go, it's HUMS or the HUMS, humanities and social sciences. You go into English, you go to humanities and social sciences. Okay. Until this time, probably you were not able to, shall we say, select which particular strand do you want to go. Faculty members are going to recommend GUS, the General Academic Strand. The General Academic Strand is a combination of STEM, humanities, ABM, sports, arts, and TVL. So if you wanted to go to STEM, probably you can, but there is a bridging class. Getting the GUS, going to ABM, there is a bridging class. Accounting, business, and management is ABM. Yes. If you haven't have the choice, go first with the GUS. However, if you go to the different strands, then you're going to be having bridging courses. Another is what I was said is ABM, accounting, business, and management. We have also sports, arts and design, and the technical vocational skills, or the technical, vocational, and livelihood education. So these are the 7 strands that you can choose from being in the senior high school. So you have a choice. You are not obliged to go into this. You make a choice. The only problem in your province, for example, the school only offers GUS. No choice. You have to get GUS. Sometimes the STEM, the ABM, the sports, the arts and design is being offered in the city. So if you're from the province, sometimes you don't want anymore to spend your boarding house, your fare. So you're going to settle for GUS. Usually, very, very common that being offered are GUS. Yes, General Academic Strand, because you can go in all of the strands. Okay? So these are the senior academic high school that we are basically having. What are the pedagogical approaches? Okay, very, very simple. What makes a difference is ask, for, and of. I think you're familiar with this. I don't know. Assessment as learning. Assessment for learning. Assessment of learning. Assessment learning. It's all the same. But what makes a difference? Of course, the preposition in between. When speaking about assessment as learning, we talk here that you assess of what has been learned by the kids before they have going to enter to another grade. Usually referred as the prior knowledge. The prior knowledge, what you have learned. And this is known to be, popularly in psychology, diagnostic test. Yes. Before you go into second year, from the first year, you're being given a test. How much have you learned from your first year? Are you ready for your second year? That is diagnostic test. Hey, that is assessment as learning. Assessment for learning. You are teaching every day. Let's say for this day, you're going to be teaching about multiplication table of 5. After the class, you give a test, an assessment. What do you call that assessment? is assessment for learning. Meaning to say, these are what? Formative tests. Formative tests are assessment for learning areas. Next, we have assessment of learning. Let's say, for example, the whole unit in multiplication. You give a test after one discussion. That is now a summative test. Our first grading, our periodical test, is referred to as assessment of learning. A unit probably has been finished, a chapter has been finished. So you give that assessment of learning. And of course, this is going to be balance of traditional and authentic assessment. What is traditional assessment in the context of assessment of learning? This is the traditional pencil and paper test. When I speak about traditional assessment, that pencil and paper test, get 1/4, answer 1 to 10, something like that. That's traditional assessment. What is authentic assessment? Authentic assessment calls for performances. You let the students dramatize, let the students perform. Probably in the dance class, you're going to let them dance. In a music class, you let them sing. And then you have the rubrics for that. Are you familiar with the rubrics? I believe so, you are. So definitely, you give grades based on the criteria that you have there in that of the rubrics. So this is how assessment is being done in the Philippines. Very, very simple. Again, easy to say, difficult to work on. Okay. So we go with that of the different pedagogical principles. One is thematic approach in kindergarten. That's for kindergarten. Domains, values, education, physical development, all those things. And they are having the themes. That's why if you're going to read kindergarten books, myself, my mother, my family, it's all about him. Yeah. That's the thematic approach in kindergarten. We go next. We have the mother tongue-based multilingual education. This is the most controversial. The MTBLE, based multilingual education. So mother tongue is, we actually got the idea from Thailand. Thailand basically, and I believe you are also having it, you are teaching English, Indonesian language, correct? You are teaching mathematics, Indonesian language. In the Philippines, when it was introduced, many claimers was because our medium of instruction is English. The very reason that we are very, very fluent in speaking English. Right? In that of the primary, because our elementary grades are being divided into two. Grades 1 to 3 is primary. 4, 5, 6 is intermediate. So with the introduction of the mother tongue, with the K to 12, we have the grades 1 to 3, the medium of instruction in all subjects are mother tongue. So the teachers really find it difficult, very, very difficult to teach mother tongue then. So along this line, there is a subject mother tongue and the medium instruction is mother tongue. When they reach grade 4, they have already English as the medium of instruction. And this is where problems are cropping up. The transition period from mother tongue to English. Imagine to teach mathematics in grade 3, grades 1 to 3, mathematics in mother tongue, and immediately in grade 4, you're going to be introducing plus, minus. You're going to be talking about division, subtraction. Oh, the students doesn't even know what subtraction is all about. They can even know, they don't even know what is a 3. Because they were there in that of the language known to be as the mother tongue. So 4, 5, 6 up to the end is English. The only subject that is being taught in Filipino or the Tagalog is, of course, our Filipino language. I think that is one thing that made us more or less a little bit ahead in terms of speaking English in that of our counterparts in that of the ASEAN regions. The same thing also with Thailand. Yeah. When I first came in Thailand, 2002, I think, because I used to lecture right now with Thailand. So if you're going to be having that what's called the buy something, you're going to say how much? I don't know, you're going to get the calculator and put it there. Oh, if you don't want the price, you also say, oh yeah, the seller gonna no. Oh, this is how things are because they don't know English also. Actually, in terms of the student exchange program, the most difficult to handle, I would say, are those coming from Thailand. Yeah, very, very difficult to handle because they don't know English, especially. They're teaching mathematics in their own particular language. They're teaching English as English per se in their own dialect. In the Philippines, all of this, math, English, science, math, English, science, social studies are being taught in English. That's why we understand each other. Any place in the world you're going to bring a Filipino, they understand English. That's the advantage of having this. Okay, what else? We have also consider you for this. And this is Madrasa curriculum or the Alive, Arabic language and Islamic values education. We have preference because our Mindanao, many of them are considered to be as Muslim. If 80% in our Visayan region is considered to be as Christians, Catholics, Mindanao has 80% Muslim. So we have to give credence. We have to give value to this Arabic education. So you have the curriculum for the Muslim learners. Okay. Okay. Another feature is, of course, this what's called strengthened technical vocational education. So as you have noticed, in the grade 10, 11, and 12, certifications are being done. It's skills-based. So students are being given certification of competency level. That certification of competency level, if you have that NC1, NC2, NC3, NC4, you can work anywhere among the ASEAN countries. Yes. It's a skills. What are those skills? Probably skills in cooking, skills in bed making, skills in front office, skills in pastry and beverage and pastry, skills probably in flare tending, a barista. So it's all here without of the technical vocational education. Apart from it, of course, the curriculum of the Philippines is spiral in curriculum. When speaking about spiral curriculum, even in that of grade 1, there is calculus that is being introduced in its very, very easy manner. Comes grade 2, there is still another. Grade 3 as until college. Take a look with that of English. Grade 4, you talk about nouns. Grade 5, nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs. Grade 6, conjunctions, interjections, sentence patterns. So it becomes difficult and difficult. Like a funnel, like an inverted pyramid, the bottom is very, very slim. Going on top, it's very, very big already. So this is how our curriculum is actually going through, even with our education curriculum. All those subjects that are easy are being put in that of the first, going through that of the most difficult areas of the what's called this, the curriculum. Okay, so education curriculum for basic education is all about. I would like to end this particular talk with Mahatma Gandhi saying that education is a basic tool for the development of consciousness and the reconstitution of society. I believe so that without education, definitely we cannot have development also in our country. It is a tool for making us aware of what the world is. Thank you very much and good afternoon to each one.
Okay, just right on time.
Yeah.
45 minutes. Okay, now this is the time for everyone to raise questions. So I would like to invite any one of you. Okay, Pak Akmal, and then what's the gentleman at the back? What's your name?
Yes.
Pak Lulu, and then?
Perfect.
Okay, Pak Akmal first, and then Pak Lulu.
Yeah, thank you. Just there, just there, just there.
Okay, it's on now. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sani. I would like to ask about what you have not explained yet. When I visited many times to Iriga
City.
City, I was in the University of Saint Anthony,
Yes.
and they have from basic education to the level 8, yeah,
Yes.
doctor degree.
Yes.
And what I observed in the elementary school, they have what we call the Montessori.
Montessori school.
Montessori. But I am searching on your slide. Have you not explained it? Could you share with us what the
Yes.
difference is? Why not all Filipinos use the Montessori?
Okay.
And then why? Because I'm asking my student to do the research about this one. But the user said, no, Papa, no, it's not allowed.
Yes.
Because this is the secret of our school. So could you share with us, make us aware what is Montessori and what's the difference between Montessori and the Filipino curriculum
Okay.
in general? Thank
Ah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for that particular question. So we say that in the Philippines, there is that what's to call this law that is being followed. However, you can make your own particular interpretation of the law. And that is you have or you can more or less get patterns or strategies from other countries. These are considered to be sometimes as exclusive institutions. Yes. For all the Philippine government schools, we are to follow what basically the government is having it. And that is Republic Act 10533. However, private schools, they have the option. Montessori schools are private schools. There are a lot of, they are even having the Waldorf school, wherein the design of the classroom is not going to be having walls. There are no walls, circular, because they believe that it's continuous learning and the students are not exposed to television. They're going to be so I'll say exposed with that of the old ways of learning. Yes, you can do that. That is considered to be as the essence or the secret of that particular school. It's something like you're going to be eating godok. You're going to be preparing godok. Your food, godok, godok with egg, right? Is it correct? Oh, odok, godok, odok. Sorry, godok. How do you pronounce that? Godok. Godok. Oh, sorry for that. I thought kudek. So each of these, shall we say, sellers are having their own secrets of how to make the best kudek for that of the customers. So it's the same principle in business. I am having the, he said, no, we cannot share that. Yeah, that's true. They're not going to share that because that is their secret. How they ran it, they get it from that of the Montessori schools. Montessori schools are private schools in the Philippines, and they are franchised. Franchised means say there is one Montessori school. If you wanted to put up there, you have to pay for the franchise. You put up your school, everything is being taught there is patterned from that of the mother school. Are they allowed? Yes. 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 They pay for the franchise. It's like business. Education is like that of business. But in government school, you do not do that. Because government schools in the first place are for free. I'll give you an idea. Our education in the government school in the Philippines are all free. Kindergarten is free. Elementary is free. Junior high school is free. Senior high school is free. And the best, college degree is free. Any comment? Any comment? If you are in a state university or as a state college that, you are in a government school, you don't pay any single centavo. What you pay is, of course, your books. You have to buy, of course, your books. You have to pay for your fare every day, your bags, uniforms. You have to pay photocopies or whatever materials. However, in terms of the tuition fees, you don't pay for this. That's the beauty of the, what's it called this, the Philippine schools. Have you heard Duterte? President Duterte? I think he's very, very popular here. Otherwise, you don't remember him as one of the presidents of the Philippines. No? Marcos. Before Marcos, it's Duterte. Oh, you know Pacquiao?
Yeah, I know.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know him? Oh, Pacquiao won. However, he lost with Duterte. Duterte won. The free education is credited to President Duterte in 2017. Just 2017. No, no. Yes. So this is the thing that basically is thing that is good for our education for the. But if you're going to be in that of, shall we say, private school, you're going to pay 30,000. How much is 30,000? Almost 25 to 30, 25 million to 30 million also. Almost the same with you. No, 1 peso is equivalent to 249. So try to have it, compute it. 30,000 times 259, right? I think yesterday's exchange is 259.
Yeah.
Rupiah. 249 rupiah. What's the result? 30, 40? Is the result? Yeah.
Terhitung ya.
That's what you're having the computation. Yes. The equivalent is, shall we say, 30,000 times 259? Okay, 7,770 million. 7,770 million is what you pay. How much is education?
177,000.
30,000 pesos?
3,000 or 30,000?
30,000.
Oh, yeah.
30,000. Yeah. 30,000 times 259. So it's 7,770,000. How about here? UAD. 6 million? Oh, well, a little bit. One semester. We're a little bit higher. Yeah. In our private school.
So private school, yeah?
Private school.
Okay.
In a government school, no. Zero. Zero pay. Yes. Yes. That's how it is. Okay? So I
Okay,
next
Pak
please.
Lulu, please.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce myself. First. My name is Luluk Bambang Sulistyo. My friends call me Luluk, Pak Luluk. I come from third floor of Jakarta. This is first floor,
First floor.
second, and third.
Okay.
Top the mountain.
At the mountain.
Gunung
nice
Kidul. We
It's
call
nice-
Gunung Kidul.
It's
Yeah.
nice over there. Are there lions, tigers, or animals over there? Just joking.
Villagers. I'm a college of Magister Educational Management.
Education.
I like to honor.
Yes.
I'm very glad to see Mr. Sunny.
Thank you.
Long trip from Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to. I hope sometimes I could
Go to the Philippines.
go to Philippines.
Just email me.
Thank you so much. I'd
Just
like.
ask, Bambang. He has calling card.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to. I have two questions.
Yes.
I'm a teacher,
Yes.
special needs school.
Oh, special.
Yeah.
I
And
know what's
from-
special needs.
From 2018, I have to be a head. I'm a headmaster of special needs school.
Wow, you're needed in the Philippines.
I'd like to hear from Mr. Sunny about special education
The
in
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah.
Yes. That's a very
What-
okay. That's a
Okay.
question. First question.
And the second, about the homeschooling.
Homeschooling. Yeah.
Homeschooling. What about homeschooling in Philippines?
That's a very nice question.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
teaching.
you.
I'm teaching that subject.
Oh,
Developing alternative modes in the doctoral level. Yeah.
Wow.
Homeschooling is one. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much also for that question.
Yeah.
The first question talking about the special needs education. Actually, that of the present curriculum we really have. Before it was integrated in the curriculum of the elementary curriculum. So it is something like Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in special needs education. Right now is not anymore. It's a separate program. Bachelor of individual with special needs education. So that's the name of the course right now, the business. Okay, so what about it? Let's talk about how things are being done. So the Philippines right now adopts two way. One is exclusive for those who are having this what's called disabilities. Second is inclusive education. But the trend right now is inclusive education. And the ratio is for every one particular special child in the classroom. Of course, just very, very minor, not really autistic or whatsoever, that does not move his eyes like this or whatsoever. So for every child, equivalent to 5 students. So if the room is carrying 30 students, and if you have one particular special child, you only have 26 students. Okay, how is the curriculum being done? The curriculum being done is, of course, they have this what's called this, shall I say, for exclusive, they have the pull-out system. Regular English, math, science, Filipino as the subjects. However, that special child in the afternoon is having a pull-out session. There is, in every school in the Philippines, there is a what's called this special needs education major teacher. So that special needs education major teacher gathers all those who are having this minor disability. Because the ones with major disability, we have a special school also, which is exclusive for that. All the deaf are here. All the, what you call this, the physically handicapped are going to be here. All the blind are going to be here. All those autistic are going to be here. ADHD, that's inclusive. Is it inclusive? So that's how we do it. Take a case, I have a special child. My special child is a deaf mute. Deaf mute. So we communicate. If the child is going to say, what does it mean? Sign language. What does that mean?
Let's watch movie.
No, this is beautiful. The thing is, if you're going to say, you're ugly. You're ugly. I'm going to say, thank you. How do you say thank you? Thank you. How do you say welcome? W. Yeah, like this. Basics. So he basically has, and we have also to learn sign language is difficult. We're going to do that. Until right now, I cannot memorize. Yeah, something like that. What is that? Something like that. No, the only thing I memorize is Jollibee, very famous. On Sunday, he always say, "What is that? This one is you eat in Jollibee." If you want to eat in Chowking, Jollibee is not here, right? A famous restaurant. Chowking, you have here. No, Chowking is C. Friend, KFC, you know also. KFC. It's like this. Yeah, you at home you've got to more or less learn sign language. It's difficult. So you need to have also, for us it's already first year high school, we need to have tutor. Yeah, difficult because we cannot cope up with it. Learning mathematics, learning excuse me, civic education, learning sciences is really difficult. Yeah. So with that, that's how we do. That they have the IEP. I think you're familiar with the IEP, Individualized Educational Plan. Each of the child to have that educational plan. So when you say, if I am having disability, the teacher handling me should have a plan for me alone. No, not probably applicable to Pabangbang. No, not available. But it's for me. He has his own, as you, and all the rest would be having. So if you're handling at least all special kids in a class, maximum number of students is 6. 6 only. 6 times 5 is equivalent to 30. And they're being paid by the government. Hi. Salary grade 12. Salary grade 12 to us is equivalent to something like 30,000. No, 30,000. Multiply 30,000. 7 million, blah, blah, blah.
7,700,707.
Yes, that's the salary for a month. That's high because
Yeah, it's high.
they are special. They are special. They can communicate with that. Yes. Huh? If you're in the Philippines, you're bankable enough. Finish your doctorate degrees. We need special education teachers. I tell you, apply in the Philippines. Yes. Yes. Finish first your Doctor of Special Education. Align. Baccalaureate is special education, then Master Special Education, then Doctor is special education. And apply to the Philippines. No one is going to, shall we say, neglect you for that. We need special education because we don't have luxury of special education in doctorate degrees in the Philippines. Very, very meaning. They are considered to be as rare species. Yes, rare species. If you have one, then you're very, very lucky. Yeah. Yes. So try to finish. Tell me if you finish, no? You can be working there and you're going to be receiving good salary for that. Yeah, good salary. Philippines has good salary. I tell you, good salary. Our starting salary for the Department of Education, unless it's going to be private school, starting salary is salary grade 11. That's 27,000. Yes. For the public school, elementary teachers, it's 27,000. So 27,000, around 6,000?
Almost 7 million.
7 million, almost 7 million. Yeah. In the government here, may I know? May I know how much is starting salary here in the government? Elementary education, please? Not half. That's in the government? Oh, half.
But when we have the certificate, then we will have double.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost so similar.
What's the certificate?
Yeah, like
Licensed teachers. In the Philippines, no one is allowed to teach without a license. All of us should be licensed. It's a requirement of our Professional Regulations Commission. Okay? All right. So what was the second question?
homeschooling.
Homeschooling. Talking about homeschooling. Homeschooling is not very, very popular in the Philippines. You do homeschooling if there's going to be talking about you have a lot of money. You have a lot of money because you have to pay the government for that one. Yeah, you have to pay individual teachers for that one. Yeah, and it's no joke. Only the rich can afford that one. The government does not provide homeschooling. Part of the curriculum right now in the K-12 is home visitation. A child is absent, you have to go to his home. You visit his home and ask for the reason that he's absent, but no homeschooling. It's being done by the private school, but I think in the Philippines right now, probably not even 10 are doing that. Because it's really very, very taxing. Imagine if you have 5 students, you go to that of the house of your students at any time at their convenience to do the homeschooling. Yeah. Or sometimes you give also, you need to supervise also being a teacher with that homeschooling. Not you're just going to give modules or whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, you have to supervise. In our case, in the idea of the homeschooling is that you have to go there. You have to set the time. Probably at 8 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, or Saturday or Sunday. Promise the child is available. The child is actually, or the learners actually are having this homeschooling. It's because that they are not available on regular school days. This happens if the child is an actor, an actress, because very, very busy, a performer probably. He goes around the world. He goes back on at this particular time. So when the time is going to come home, then there's a time that you're going to have the lesson for him. So it's going to be very, very difficult. It's only being opted by those who have money. But for those who have money, you're really bound to go back to school. No, that's really the situation. Okay, so thank you very much for that question. Yeah. Some more questions for educational management? Yes.
Yes, please. Wait a moment.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, Mr. Sani.
Good afternoon.
I am Lutfi, Mr. Lulu friends in
Yes.
educational management.
All right.
I have one question, sir. Does the national curriculum for K to 12
Yes.
must to be fully implemented in all school, or they can adapt or contextualize it based on their age? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I think you can elaborate further. There are three things being done. One is contextualization. Second, indigenization. Third, it is localization. Although these three terms mean almost the same, to contextualize is to adapt to the place. To localize is, of course, make use of local resources. To indigenize is make use of what is in that particular place. So the K-12 is operating on that concept. If you are, let's say, for example, I am from Iloilo. I am going to be teaching in grade 3. The songs, the poems, the stories that I'm going to be teaching the kids are going to be made from Iloilo or originating from Iloilo. Let's say I am from Manila. All those that I have mentioned should be also Manila-based. That's what we mean by contextualization. What is the purpose of this one? It is for the students to have easy understanding and easy communication with that of the subject matter. So that is how we do it. Although it is a national curriculum, but again, the academic freedom is being given there. You can indigenize, you can localize, and you can more or less contextualize this based on your particular locality. Because teaching a story, if you're going to be in a coastal area, would not mean the same if you are in the farmlands. The farmlands cannot appreciate the coastal areas, especially grades 1, 2, 3. Good if they're high school or college, they have a lot of exposure. But if it's going to be elementary grades, they are only situated, they're being cloaked to their own particular homes. No, they're only in their houses. So no exposure to that of the other areas. And so therefore, the government is making a leeway also. You have the freedom to teach the curriculum. Just simply follow what is it, but you can contextualize it in your own. A very nice question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Some more questions? So that if you're going to go to the Philippines, now you're going to be familiar.
Inshallah.
Some of you might be teaching in the Philippines. I'm inviting you. Yeah. The only thing, finish your master's, finish your doctorate degree. I can guarantee you, you can land immediately a job in the Philippines. Because in my university right now, we don't accept. In the collegiate level, we don't accept if you don't have doctorate level. And it's aligned with a specialization. If English, English. Special ed, special ed, special ed. Special ed for baccalaureate, special ed for master, special ed for doctorate degree. So ready, that's very, very important. That is the term we call as verticalization. Verticalization. You need to be vertical in your degree.
Vertical.
Yeah, linear.
Yeah, linear.
Yeah, going up, verticalization, linear, the same. It's not possible that you're going to be majoring in English and then your master's major in mathematics. And then your doctorate is major in science. Oh no, what is your specialization? The Philippine government, so shall I say, very, very militant with that, very, very vigilant that if you're taking your master's, you have to align.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Okay, I remember Dr. Sunni's explanations on the tuition fee. You know how much you pay? It's around 7 million, right? And it's similar to the private school, private uni
Yes,
in
private
Philippines.
university.
What happened? Sorry, let me help you to compare in Australia. In Australia, education is free, just like in Philippines. So in fact, Filipina and Australia is more Pancasilized than Indonesia. Because students don't have to pay. You know, they don't have to pay for school. And you know, according to our constitution, education should be free, right? Because this is the responsibility of the government to provide education. But in fact, you still have to pay, right? Yeah. So Just like what I said, Filipina and Australia is more Pancasilaized. You know, Muhammadiyah has got a new school in Australia, and you know how much the students pay? In fact, well, actually they can survive without the students paying. In Australia, the student Muhammadiyah invested like 50 billion, 50 miliar. It's around 5 million Australian dollars, which is equal to 50 billion. And you know, in Australia, Muhammadiyah, once Muhammadiyah established a school and they got the permit from the government, and the school can run by itself. What I mean, they don't need any subsidy from Muhammadiyah, from PP Muhammadiyah. Why? Because the government of Australia gives like BOS, the funding for each student.
Yes.
And you know how much the students got the funding? For one student, each year, it's 15,000 Australian dollars. But when the student has got special needs, then the government pay 25,000. So which is equal to 250 juta per student per year, or 20,000 or 200 juta per year. So yeah, special needs.
230 million.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That's why the students don't have to pay. So once the government, Muhammadiyah Indonesia established a school there, finish. Because the school can run by it's different from Umam, Pak Akmal. Umam, they still need the donor from Indonesia, right? So that's the difference. And in Muhammadiyah Australian, only 10% of the students are from Indonesia, and the rest are international students. So yeah, that's it. It's very cheap there for local students, okay? Because the students don't have to pay, but it's the government who pay. Now, let me continue about homeschooling, because there is a student question about homeschooling. I still remember about homeschooling. Is it really exists in Indonesia? Yes, it exists in Indonesia. I remember my daughter was below 17 years at the time when we returned to Indonesia from Australia, and my daughter didn't want to go to school. Why? Because she couldn't speak Bahasa Indonesia well. So she was afraid that she would be bullied at school, you know. So she stayed at home rather than going to school. So finally, I couldn't do anything except that I have to send her to homeschooling. So when he was at homeschooling, he only had 2 friends, and her friends couldn't speak English. They speak Bahasa Indonesia. So still, the Bahasa Indonesia of my daughter didn't improve at all. After 1 year, I said to myself, I cannot let my daughter go to that school anymore because she cannot improve her Bahasa Indonesia. And then finally, I took her out from the school and I sent her to SMA 5 in Kota Gede. And she graduated from SMA 5. And I think she could speak Bahasa Indonesia. I think. I'm not quite sure because he didn't speak Bahasa Indonesia. So we always spoke in English because she couldn't understand Bahasa Indonesia. And once she finished the school, only finished, but not graduated. Yeah. Once she finished the school, she wanted to have a holiday in Australia. And then she went to Australia. She didn't want to return. She found her school, university in Australia on her own. And until now, she's still there. So that's the homeschooling, you know. Homeschooling in Indonesia, it's just, I think the concept of homeschooling is only giving education only on the 6 subjects or the mata pelajaran wajib, which is like Bahasa Indonesia, mathematics. I forgotten the others. Science, PMP ya. PKN ya, PKN. A long time ago it was PMP. Yeah, only the subjects. Yes. Yeah. But my daughter didn't learn anything. So yeah, she couldn't stay there. All right. Any other question? I haven't heard any questions from the Master of Bahasa Inggris.
English, yeah.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oh yeah. I think there is one online.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, please, Jimmy.
Yes. Mr. Suni, Kamustaka.
Ah. I'll speak in Tagalog. Mabuti naman. Are you a Filipino?
Uh,
Are you a Filipino?
no. I'm Indonesia, but
Indonesia.
I was, yeah,
You
I was in.
understand when they say mabuti naman, you understand?
I understand.
Mabuti
You
naman
know,
is I'm
before
fine.
is I collecting more Tagalog, but no, I stay in Indonesia, so no more. I was
No.
stay in Saudi Arabia, and all the friend is a Filipino.
Filipino, yeah.
So
A lot of
one thing I observed from the Filipinos is looks like is applicable after graduate from the school, then it is direct working and is they are ready. So that is the nurse, because I'm also the nurse field the last time. So I was in Saudi Arabia with Kingdom Riyadh Medical Complex that time in critical care. So one my question is no, it is not my question, but I need maybe
clarifications.
yeah maybe this as my notice is look like the curriculum is simple curriculum and very fast they graduated from the university and everything is ready, like the license is everything. Then for me, I graduate more time, then still no license. We were working there, so we are just, oh my god, it is like this my university like that. So I need your comments. Maybe that is need for yeah for us. Thank you.
I first would like to answer in a joke. You mean right now the Filipinos are better than you?
Uh,
I was joking. All right. Okay.
yeah, more Filipino with me.
Are wondering, it's a little bit easy for the Filipinos to get their license, as if finishing this, you have this, because it's really the trend in the Philippines. The education for nursing is 4 years. Yes. So after 4 years, before they can be employed, they need to have the license. In the Philippines, no one is going to be employed without the license. In all board courses like education, you cannot teach without a license. So after graduation, that 1 year is for review and preparations for license. So after they get their license, they are now qualified to go there in Saudi Arabia, in Indonesia, in Japan, India, or wherever the destinies are calling for. So this is the reason that it's really a priority. Probably in your place, after your graduation, you are not more or less required to have the license. But in the Philippines, you are to have the license before you work. No one is allowed to work. If your course is a board course, nursing, education, engineering, pharmacy, physiotherapy, medicine, law, you are not allowed to do your work without the license. That's why if they go there in your country, in Saudi Arabia or wherever it is, Filipinos are ready for whatever disaster that may come their way. Yes, they're very much ready. No Filipino is going to go abroad without the license, except for those work which are considered to be as skills-based work, like construction worker, they don't have the board examination. Like, for example, domestic helper, they don't have the board examination. But all the other courses, cruise ship, no examination. Tourism, no examination. Barista, hospitality management, no examination. But all the rest of those courses which have examinations are required to get the examination before you are going to work. Meaning to say, have to be certified teacher, nurse, medicine, or certified practitioner of the course through the board examination. Okay, so did I answer your question? Don't you worry, going there, they are not aged already. So they are still bankable for working. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. If you're offering to work in Philippines, I will not go there. But if you offering me to go for study, yes, I will choose Philippines.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to wait for you there. Just email me.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
My number is 012345678910. Okay. Thank you very much. Just joking. Yes, sir.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for asking, and I would like to thank you. I want to thank Mr. Sani for giving us the well-explained and also the comprehensive lecture regarding the K-12 curriculum. And I would like to ask you a question. It's actually still related to become a teacher in
Yes.
Philippines. So, for example, like if I or some of my friends want to teach there, is there any specific specifications, or do you have like tips if you want to how to say, to be like a permanent teacher? Because right now we are having like teacher exchange within UAD and also the university from Philippines. So what I mean is, if we want to become a permanent teacher there, is there any specific requirement for us Indonesian teacher to teach there, to be able to teach there? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much also for the question. As we have requirements for our natives, the Filipinos, the same requirement applies with that of the foreigners. The only thing is, of course, the visa and everything, that's basically that of the Bureau of Immigration. But one thing, of course, just a tip or advice for that, before you go to the Philippines, make sure you have the degrees, you have the license. If you don't have license, the government is going to accept you. Degrees, as much as possible, I suggest finish your doctorate degrees, because the universities are not going to say no to you. But if you're a bachelor's degree, you're going to find it. It's very, very competitive. Mostly of our fresh graduates, they are into master's degree. They graduate in a master's degree at the age of, they graduate 22. At the age of 24, 25, they are master's degree. At the age of 28, 29, there are doctorate degrees. So you've got to compete to them. So the best thing is arm yourself first with that one. All the rest will follow. All the rest will follow. The basic is your personal qualification. Yeah. And just as what I have mentioned, it should be aligned with your respective courses. What will be in the baccalaureate should be also in a master's. What is in a master's should also in that of the doctorate level. Not that English, then mathematics, then civic education. So if it is English all through, that's going to be English. Yeah. So Philippines basically offers a little bit of high salary. Yeah. So with right now with the making of us ASEAN, definitely schools are open already in accepting foreigners. Yeah. I have a lot of offers in Milan. However, I have a deaf mute child. That's a very reason that I'm not going to go, because I have to take her. Yes. Very, 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 very important. No? My wife is a special education master's degree holder, a school principal. So she takes care. At the same time, of course, we have to reinforce. Though it's going to be that big already, so makes some sign language, but sometimes it's also being bullied. Being bullied by the people around. People who do not understand what deaf mute is, or who a deaf mute is one thing that we are afraid of. Okay, so that's the very thing that I would like to advise you for that one. Continue studying, 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 and studying. Ako, I always say to my learners, to my education students, the pre-service students. Okay, I only need 3 things from you. If you're in the College of Education, the first word that I need with you is study. The second word is study. The third word is again study. Study, study, study. It is where you're going to have great mileage over the others who do not study. And that study should be enforced by the 3 same words. Read, read, and read. Yeah. Because in reading that you go places, in reading you discover what the things in the world has. It is in reading also that's going to bring you to different kinds of information. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for the question. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the sessions today, and it's almost Ashara times. So I think I will have to give the time back to the Master of Ceremony. But before that, let's give big applause to Dr. Sumi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Pak Bambang, for moderating the speaker and making sure that the discussion runs smoothly. And also, thank you very much for our amazing guest speaker, for Dr. Suni, for giving the talk and sharing your knowledge with us today. It is a very insightful discussion, and it is our hope that the participants here also enjoy this, of course, insightful discussion. So once again, let's give a round of applause for our amazing speaker.
Don't you worry, I'm going to send this to you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the event today. Hopefully, today's guest lecture can give a positive and, of course, a valuable impact for all of us. And we also would like to once again thank you very much for everyone who come to this international guest lecture and the one who actively participate in today's seminar. On behalf of the entire organizing committee, we apologize if there is any wrong words or anything lacking. I, Nur Insan Yaman, as the moderator, as the master of ceremony, would like to thank you once again, and let's close this international guest lecture today by reciting Hamdalah together.
Alhamdulillah.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next event.
Can we have a picture together? Congratulations. Thank you so much. Can we have a picture together?
Yeah, probably the tech